Hello, darlings, and
Hi.
it's an introduction.
Oh.
Okay. Hello, darlings, and welcome to Wake Up and Show Up Live. I'm your host, Portia Scott, and I am here with the incredible Miracle.
Woo!
I hadn't even finished yet.
Oh,
You're just like your dad. Like, this is a professional show. I need you guys to show up as professionals. So, the Wake Up and Show Up Live is a daily show giving you a daily dose of inspiration and empowerment. And I'm super excited because I do have my love here with me. I love this girl. So, this is Miracle Shaddai Scott. Woo! Yes. And so, I'm so excited to have her. So excited that you guys are in. Come on in. Let me know that you are here. Ayana, darling, thank you so much for joining. Good morning to you too. Miracle wanted to grab one of my phones so she could see who was logging in as well. We have Miss Val is on.
Hi, Miss Valerie.
Pastor Portia. And so one of the things we love to do here is that we support other organizations. And this week we are supporting everybody saying hi, Miracle. This week, we are supporting Robinhood.org. Robinhood.org is in New York City, and we know that New York is the epicenter for COVID-19. And they provide housing, they provide food, and they also provide resources to those people in need. So 100% of your donations go there. Which is incredible. So we are supporting that particular cause. That's one of the things that we love to do. I see people coming in. Come in, darling. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. One of the things that we want to know is, where are you watching from? Where are you watching from?
Home.
So we're at home. Where are you watching from? I know we have quite a few people in Georgia watching from home. I see Victoria's on. Thank you so much for joining, darling. So I'm super excited. Fridays are for fun, right?
Woo!
Does it feel like Friday to you?
Yeah, not really. I mean, like, I still have to do work, so
you still have to do schoolwork, but you would any other Friday too.
That's true.
But
true. It's at home, and I've been at home for a month, so.
Right. It's been a pretty.
Has it been long? It's been a month.
I was going to ask you that. Has it been a long month? Like, do you feel like it's been a long month?
Like March 14th was the last time I went to school.
Wow. Was it? I don't even remember.
So.
Georgia in the house. Come on, darling. So glad that you guys are joining us. So we love to say, where are you watching from? Also, if you have seen a broadcast, if you're loving the broadcast, share the broadcast. You guys, I say this all the time. If you know anybody that knows Kathy Hughes, get in touch with me. I want to meet her. Also, if you know anybody from Essence, your girl wants to go to Essence Fest. So look, share the broadcast, share. We love that. And also, I want you to go and like the page. If you are on my profile, go like the Portia Scott page so that you are alerted whenever we have a show. And whatever we're doing, any live events, or it would be live, but more like digitally live events, but you would be in the know of what's going on. Also, we love you so much that we want to stay in touch with you. So text the word wake up to 31996. That's wake up to 31996 so that we can stay in touch with you. We'll let you know when a podcast episode is being launched and when the daily show is going live. Also, just sending you some inspiration and encouragement, man, because don't we need it? So I'm super excited that you're here with me today. Thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome.
I love her so much. So one of the things that we always do is we always talk about, what are we grateful for? You know what? I did not say that yesterday with your dad, but that's because he was eating cake while I was.
Of course.
Right. Yep, of course. So what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for family, especially during this time.
Right.
Like, because people are losing members. So I feel like it's just important to like still stay close to them. And even though they do get on your nerves sometimes.
Do they though? Like who? Your brother? And your father? Like, clearly, I don't get on your nerves, right?
But yes, do not take advantage of them.
Don't take advantage of your family.
Mm-mm.
Okay. And so one of the things that I'm grateful for, I think, is for me, yes, I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful for my family. I think I've said that before, but I think one of the things that I'm grateful for is having hey, Monica, thank you so much for joining, darling. I think one of the things that I'm grateful for is having a creative outlet, right?
Mhm.
Like for Miracle. So Miracle is a huge, huge, huge creative. Like, honestly, she's like, creative. I sometimes don't even know where you got it from, because my husband and I are so like, it
Auntie
feels like we're
Jasmine.
not Auntie Jasmine. So my sister is very creative. So I guess it is in our blood,
Yeah.
but I'm grateful for like a creative outlet. And I'm grateful that you came on with me today.
Yes.
But I mean, it wasn't hard, because it was like, you either come on with me or you finish up your math homework. So
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do math.
right. After this, you will though.
Yay.
So how would you describe yourself?
I would describe myself funny.
Okay, so first of all, Miracle, let's not do the audition version of you. That's what I feel like.
Okay.
So how would you describe yourself?
I would describe this is how I would describe myself funny, because
Okay.
like I just make everyone laugh at the like right time. It just comes at like a certain time. I can't plan it.
It's like your comedic timing,
yeah,
right?
yeah. If I plan it, it's not
Got
gonna
it.
end up funny.
Yeah. So I guess, yeah, I would definitely say she's like humorous. So one of the words that I use all the time is, I'll say darling, but I usually say love when I'm talking to them. Like, I'll say, okay, love. Yes, love. Will you do this for me, love? I love it. And so she's always, now when I call her, she'll answer me like, yes, love. Of course. So today when I asked her to come on the show, she was like, yes, love. Of course I will. So one of the things, Achua, thank you so much for joining, darling, and watching. So what have you learned about you since the quarantine started? Like, what's one thing that you learned about you since the quarantine started? And I'm gonna have you answer,
Okay.
but I want to hear what you guys have found out about you since you've been like quarantined, because we've had so much time to kind of think about ourselves and think, and like really internally think about like, who are we? What do we like? What do we don't like? And I think this time has given us opportunity to pause and think about that. So what have you learned about you since like the quarantine has started?
I don't really know, because so I'm social, but I feel like at the same time I could be antisocial, which is weird because I like hanging around people, but I love staying inside the house. But like I want to go out now because like
You can't.
I can't, yeah. But if I was able to go outside, I probably wouldn't. And it's weird because I really do like to hang around people and just have a fun time if I know them or if I don't. But I also like staying inside and like just I don't know. It's so
Yeah, I
weird.
think a lot of people are finding that. Hey, Ma, thank you so much for
Hi,
joining,
Hannah.
darling. I think a lot of people are finding that. It's finding that like I like people, but
don't.
I found that I also find my energy. And so when we talk about it's more like a rest go kind of thing when we talk about being introverted or extroverted, right? For me, like I am amped up. If you put me in front of like a bunch of people, or we're going to a party, or we're going somewhere where there's going to be a lot of folks, oh, I am ready to go and I get my energy. And so if I'm tired, then you put me and you drop me in a place like that, I'm like, yes, let's go. Let's go. But I think that a lot of us are seeing that maybe we're a little intro extroverted. And I think that's ambivert. I think that's like an ambivert. So it's like you're a little bit of both. I can say that I know I'm an extrovert. If I'd never known it before, I know it now, because I think one of the things is that me and my husband travels all the time. You guys saw him on here making my show very unprofessional, but he traveled all the time. But now and so I still had outlets with coffee dates and all this other stuff with different people. And So it was good. Oh my goodness. Hello, Auntie. Thank you so much for joining. So it's so funny. So Auntie Kim is on here. Her name is Cynthia. And my mom just commented above you. So Rena, say hi to Auntie Kim. Auntie Kim, say hi to my mom. Look at me. I'm pushing family members together. But one of the things that I realize now is that I want to be closer to them, not in the sense of closer, but closer because I need that energy of people around me. And I'm realizing that most of the people that live with me are introverts. And so they are really like okay with being in another area and coming together every now and then. Where me, I'm like, let's go outside, let's play a game, let me get up under you, you know? And so I think if anything, I know for sure that right now I am definitely an extrovert. So you guys tell me, what are some things that you've learned about yourself since like the quarantine? It could be whatever. And so let me know what you guys have learned about yourselves. You know, I actually learned that about you.
What, that I'm kind of an introvert?
Yeah, and it bothers me. I'm being
noticed
honest.
that a little because Daddy and Maddox are so introverted, and I feel like when I was younger, well, I still am young, but
yeah,
younger, I loved people, like
you loved people,
everyone. But now I'm like, I feel like I'm just okay with staying in the house, like FaceTiming, having one or two people over, like as long as it's in the house. Like some days.
So do you think that's like because you're we've just been quarantined for so long and so that's becoming normal? Or do you think that it really is?
I feel like
I will say over the months I felt like, you know, I was really upset about that, to be honest. Like I'm going to be honest with you. I was upset, not upset in that way, but I was let down.
Yeah.
Because how could I be the only extrovert? You were like my girl. You were like my hanging partner. Like the boys would want to be at home and I'd be like, let's go somewhere. And she'd be like, yeah. Okay. But now she's like, no. And I'm not sure if it's the preteen thing or if it's like you're turning into them and I'm losing.
I don't think I'm turning into them. Like I'm not completely like them. I like staying home.
You like staying home. Like,
if I want to have fun, I can just, you know.
When you were younger, that's Uncle Asher.
But like, if I want to have fun, you know, I'll call my best friend and we would like Six Flags stuff. I've never been to Six Flags, but I feel like that would be fun.
Auntie Jasmine's on too. Hello, Jasmine. Thank you for joining, darling. Go ahead.
But yeah, like, I feel like after this, I do want to get out a lot more. But I don't know.
But you also want to have your space. So you guys tell me, what are some things that you guys have learned or about yourself? And I will say this has confirmed that I am clearly an extrovert. Like I love the energy of people, which is why I love doing this. Even though you guys are not in my house, I feel like, hey, I got some people to hang out with every day. So yeah, that's funny.
But I feel like I have been FaceTiming people every single day.
So you've kind of been getting your fix.
Yeah. So I think like, oh, I'm fine. Like I'm still FaceTiming, texting other people and stuff like that. So
what are some creative ideas that you've had? Oh, Chesme, you weren't on earlier. She gave you a shout out about her creativity. Yeah, her creativity. So what's like something you've like been thinking about or like something creative that you've done or thought about? Okay. Oh yeah, I already know. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So me and my best friend,
Hey Daddy, thank you for joining, darling.
We're processing, we're starting a business.
Yes.
It's gonna be like, I don't want to say what we're doing.
She doesn't want to put it out as proprietary information, darling. So she can't put it out just yet.
But we do have like,
can we get the name of it? I think that's fine. Sorry, she has to talk to her business partner.
Yeah, because I don't want to like. Yeah, I had to talk to her.
But also, I've been so proud of you. The other day, she actually came in and she was like, Ma, I know why you work so hard in your business. Because it's like, I love it. I've been working all day because it's yours. Yeah. It's the thing that's yours. So even when I was working for another organization, I was the same way. I love work though. Like I literally love work. And so I think with it just being mine, I love it even more. And I think for me, I'm learning the creative side of who I am. And I think we've kind of put it in a box that, I know growing up, if I didn't dance, sing, write, or do all those things, then you weren't really considered creative, or you couldn't really find your talent and where you fit. And so now I feel like I'm finding that voice, that creative voice. So it's super exciting for me. So the next thing is, what is the first thing that you want to do? And you guys chime in. What is the first thing you want to do once this quarantine is
you
done?
guys already know. Have a sleepover or go shopping.
Or go shopping. For me, the first thing I want to do is I'm headed to Divine Coffee in Johns Creek. And I'm going to have a white macadamian macchiato, I think is what it is. I'm going to sit there, and it's not for work. I just want to get me a nice cup of coffee. I'm going to have them ground some beans for me so I can come home with it. I'm going to sit by the window, and I am just going to take everything in. That is what I'm going to do.
Pictures.
Take some good. Come on. You got to have a good selfie. So that's what I want to do. What are some of the things that you guys want to do when this is over? Like one thing, just tell me one of the things. I'm going to meet you there. Yes, Ayana, darling, we are going to be, you know what? Because the girls are going to talk about us if we don't. I'm going to get lashes and eyebrows done. Yes, come on. Lashes and eyebrows. Yes, darling. So what are you guys going to do? The first thing you're going to do when this is over, I'm telling you, I'm shooting straight to the coffee shop. Yeah. And you're going to go shopping or have a sleepover.
Maybe both. I mean,
why not? Right. Why not have both of them?
I want to go to a, you know how you and Daddy went to a Bruno Mars?
Get a bomb pedicure. Oh, yes. How me and Daddy went to Bruno Mars concert.
I want to go to like a festival or concert.
It'll probably be around that time too.
Yeah.
Where all the festivals. You know what, Miracle? I have not done a good job I think, because I like festivals, but I think because Daddy and Maddox are so introverted, I never push them. And so I think I have not given you that experience of a festival. So I'm gonna
go.
Yeah.
There's people.
A lot of people.
There's so usually I'm gonna have fun.
Ray is taking me out to dinner. Oh my, I'm going to say that I want to go to the spa. Yes, darling, the spa. We're going to get our nails and our lashes done. We're going to have coffee. We're going to get a pedicure. We're going to denter. Yes. So
I do need to get my nails done.
Right. Me too. So I apologize because I want to expose you to festivals. So let's do that.
Well, I do have how many more years? I'm 12, right?
Right.
And like you move out 18, 17?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I cry when I think about that. Come to Texas for South by Southwest. Absolutely. Yes. We need to come to South by Southwest. So I need to vend the podcast there. Come on, somebody. Yes, let's go to Southwest Spa. So yeah, I am super excited about what'll happen after this. I think one of the things that I was thinking about today is how when John and I first met, one of the things we always did was dream, and we still dream. And does that mean every dream has come true? No, but it gives you hope. It gives you something to look forward to press towards. So yeah, I love dreaming. I love executing, but I do love the process of dreaming. I love the process of revelation and understanding different things. And one of the things that I wanted to say, because you're on here, and I didn't even know this, but as I was getting dressed, I get a lot of my revelation when I'm getting dressed. And so today, Daddy and I were kind of talking while I was getting dressed and thinking about, oh my goodness, what are we going to talk about? Like she and I can talk for hours because we're talkers. But one of the things I wanted to say is that I'm grateful for this time in my life. And what I mean by this time is that I'm so grateful for probably the last 2 or 3 years of my life. And the reason is because I believe that I've been the best me in the last 2 or 3 years that I have been in most of my adult life. And when I say the best of me, I really mean like showing up, right? And I think like you got to see me get ready to leave my job, work on the business, work on my podcast. So like, how awesome is that? How cool is that to kind of see that it doesn't matter how old you are. You can always pivot. You can always do something new. And so I just want you to always know that like you can do whatever. And one of the things that I wanted to say when I came on here was yesterday we had an incredible show with John Henry, and we had so much fun. And I actually wanted to apologize, not for that, but I wanted to apologize because some of the first things that I've done intentionally in my life was I married my husband. I had a beautiful daughter. I wanted to be the best parent to my bonus son. And I wanted to be the best wife and parent to all of my children. And so this podcast was one intentional thing that I did. Starting ministries with my husband has been an intentional thing, and starting this daily show has been intentional. And this has probably pushed me more so than ever. But out of all of that, when I created the show and when I created the podcast, it really was to help people to show up authentically who we are and to really weave together life's pivotal moments. And those moments can be you and I sitting here.
Yeah.
Like, I may not remember a lot of moments or all the stuff that I talked about on this daily show, but I remember this. I remember that you came on with me. And I think I apologize because when I was putting out the podcast, I wanted you to feel like I was the sister, I was the friend, I was your girlfriend that you could talk to. And when I started the show, I was so inundated with how it sounded. And I wanted to be professional, and I wanted to be this. I use stories to tell lessons, right? And I love stories, and I love telling stories, and I can still tell stories in my own voice, authentically who I am. And so I feel like sometimes I did not show up completely who you see right now, who you saw yesterday, the girl that smiles all the time. I laugh all the time. My sisters on here will probably say, I forget what my sister says, but she's kind of like, yeah, you're real intense. They call me intense. So I'm laughing. I'm intense. I'm all of these things. And I felt like on the podcast, you guys have only gotten one dimension of myself, especially during the solo episodes. And so for that, I apologize. But what I can promise you is that I'm going to show up authentically who I am. And for me, it means a lot that you see that, that no matter your quirks, no matter how you want to wear your hair, no matter how you dress, I want you to always show up authentically. Miracle Shaddai Scott, whatever that looks like. She's not perfect, and she doesn't have to be. But what I do is I love you so much because you have taught me how to show up. You've taught me that it's okay to be Portia the way that she is, the quirks, not knowing everything, messing up, making mistakes, because our kids allow us to make mistakes. And it's those mistakes that have just made me want to just pour my heart out to other people and to do this show if nobody shows up.
Yeah.
And I just think it's funny that you would show up, that you would come on this particular show, the show that I'm saying, I apologize, guys, that you hadn't gotten all of me. But what I can promise is that from this day forward, you're going to get all of me. When you hear the podcast, you're going to get all of me. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I'm an Army vet. I'm a sister. I'm a daughter. I'm a sister-in-law. I am a bonus mother. I am quirky. I am a perfectionist is my archetype, and I try to work on that. I love stories, and I love storytelling. I love podcasts more than I love music. And I'm not always up on pop culture, but I love people. I get to serve as the first lady and executive pastor at a ministry that my husband and I get to serve a community at. And so that's what you're going to get. I have friends that are straight, that are gay, that are bisexual. I have friends that are white and black and Korean and and Indian, and they span the gamut. And I have friends that have different religious beliefs than I do. And so you're going to get all of that. And I'm no longer going to be afraid of who I am and all the people that I love just because they look different or they sound different or they believe different. And that's where my stories come from. They come from my experiences, and that's who has made me me, is all the people that I've come in contact with. And so you, my love, have taught me that. You know, one of the things, Miracle, she models and she acts. And sometimes I'm like, you need to practice like this. And she has her own way of doing it. And she'll push back. And I got an attitude about it because I ain't going to lie, be like, girl.
Yeah, I feel I like performing in front of. That's why I said it's so weird because I'm so social, but I'm ancestral because I like when I have fashion shows. I love being in front of people and just walking in front of them. It's just like a good feeling, and like that's why I don't know because I do not practice my walk, which I should practice more, but I don't because I feel
Or
like
even your monologues.
yeah. I feel like I practice better or work better when I'm
You show
around
up.
people. Yeah.
And she shows up. And so I say that because yeah, you just show up. She shows up. And so you've taught me how to show up. And that's why I always say waking up is automatic, but showing up is intentional. It's making those decisions to show up. And so I'm going to love people as Jesus did. For many of us believers, today is Good Friday, and I posted earlier that it's almost so much to take in, whether you're a believer or not. I want you to stay on. But it's so much to take in for us to believe that a man died a gruesome death and honestly stayed in a position of humanity when he didn't have to. And he dies this gruesome death, knowing that we were not going to be perfect, knowing that we were going to sin, knowing that we may not believe, knowing that we were going to mess up, and knowing that we could never pay him back. And he still did it anyway. And to me, I mean, if I believe he died on the cross, then he didn't die on the cross for me to fit in somebody else's shoes. He died so I could be uniquely me. And that's who I bring. That's who I bring to my ministry, is the fact that I can love people, because I remember a time where I felt like I shouldn't have been loved, because I was messed up, because I was messy, because I was in crazy stuff. I was doing crazy stuff. I believed crazy stuff. And so that's why I can have friends that don't look like me, that don't act like me, that don't sound like me, and love them. And so if you guys are willing to take this ride with me, with us as a community, and wake up and show up and be authentically who you are with no reservations, love the way that you love, care for people, all of that stuff. And so that's what I wanted to apologize for, because I feel like I was scripted. I was showing up, but I was scripted. And even though my stories were vulnerable and I was telling you all the stories, you still didn't get the feeling of who I was. And so that's just who I am. And I want to make sure that as I continue to build a community and lead a community, that I'm leading it the way that I feel like I created it. I created this for vulnerability. I created this for people to be their own people. I created it so my sister, my daughter, can look at women and men showing up and being who they are unapologetically. And so I just think it's so important. So I'm sorry, guys. This is a professional show, and I did cry, but your girl is emotional. Here we go. So I'm emotional too. And yeah, that's it. So I appreciate you being on the show.
Oh, you're welcome.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
And so one of the things that I think that I'm working on is letting her be who God created her to be. Yeah. And that's hard.
Yeah.
And knowing she's going to make mistakes along the way, just like I do still, trying to be who God has created me to be. And so I hope that in hearing my heart and in hearing me, I know we're on live and I never meant to
Mhm.
do it live, but I hope that in hearing that gives you the confidence that you need when you go on interviews or when you
Yeah.
go on calls and people say no,
Mhm.
you know that I'm still
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you navigate that? And then I'm going to let
No.
everyone go because I think it's important we all experience no's. And ever since she was 9 years old,
Was I
she's
9
heard people tell her no.
or was I 7? I feel like it was when we just moved
8,
here. 8 maybe?
8.
8?
Ever since she was 8, she's heard people tell her no,
Mhm.
right? On calls, on um casting calls, when she's gone to try out for this commercial or this particular show or this modeling thing or this agency. And so how do you keep going knowing when someone tells you no? Like what's the thought in your mind?
Well, I feel like the first time I heard no, well, to like a modeling or acting thing, I was,
That's yeah.
um, trying out for this one modeling fashion
Fashion show.
show, and they said no the first time. I was upset. I cried because I was like, oh, I can never be a model again. But it was mommy and daddy. They told me, don't say like, don't like forget about it. Keep on going. I think it was maybe the whole family, like even
Tell.
Jontel. Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel like it was everyone who told me, no, you got this. You can do this. When you get older, you can become great at it. And I'm still a model till this day. I haven't recently done anything just because, of the coronavirus. But yeah,
Yeah.
I just keep on going.
So I tell you guys that keep on going. And so that's our show for today. I do want to leave you with a couple of announcements. Yesterday, we launched a episode with Kitty Murray. She's the founder of Refuge Coffee, and she is bringing together the most diverse square mile in the United States here in Clarkston, Georgia, bringing them together over coffee. And so it's a great, great story about about being vulnerable. And so go and listen to that. Number 2, every week. This is Friday, so we will not have a live tomorrow. Your girl needs some rest, needs to rest these hoo-hoos, windpipes. But on Sunday, mark your calendar, Sunday at 7 p.m. Every Sunday, as this COVID-19 is going through, I'm live every single Sunday at 7 p.m. with Dr. Donovan Christie of the Anwan Regenerative Center. And this week, we're going to be on with him as well as an infectious disease physician. You do not want to miss this. So make sure you're on either my page or whatever. You'll see the just like you saw the reminder and you saw it up that we were going to go live. So again, Sunday at 7 p.m. You do not want to miss this. And make sure you ask your questions. So I'm actually going to set up the live today. So you're seeing that reminder. Ask your questions there so that we have the questions even before we go live. And then your questions will be the first ones that we answer because you sent them ahead of time. But we're super excited about that. But I do want to leave you with this. Vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome. Brene Brown. And as always, we end every single show with this declaration. Thank you, Miracle.
You're welcome. Are
I
we
love
gonna
you
say
so
the-
much. Do you know it?
I wait. You say the first part. I can say the
Last part?
part.
Okay. We end every show with this declaration. Waking up is automatic.
Showing up is
Is
intentional.
Today, I will show
Show
up. Love you guys. Bye bye,
Bye.
darling.